Look at this, not hard to make. This is a delicious, easy weeknight meal. Well, I think I have everything out here that I need. This is going to be one of my easy weeknight meals. This is buffalo wings and broccoli. Do I normally do broccoli? No, I just normally do whatever vegetable I have handy. Today it was broccoli. So do whatever you like. All I'm going to do is just simply steam the broccoli lightly and have a little salt with it. I might do some lemon squeezed over the top, I'm not sure, but that's about it for broccoli. When it comes to my chicken, that's a whole different story. We're going to take the chicken and get it all prepped up in just the right way, fried, and then I'm going to sauce it. And you're going to find out, when it comes to making buffalo wings, specifically buffalo wings, this is so easy. Unbelievably easy, all right? Hey, this is bar food, folks, and in a bar, bartenders and bar personnel don't want to waste a lot of time preparing difficult dishes. They want something easy, fast, quick, and out. All right, and this was invented in a bar in Buffalo, New York. There are two bars that dispute who really owns the recipe. But frankly, folks, you can't own a recipe. They're not copyrightable, remember? All right, so chicken wings, oil, cornstarch, some flavors, and delicious food. Come over a little bit closer and let me show you how I like to prepare this. It's not a real difficult dish. Okay, so what I have here in the way of ingredients, I've got salt and pepper, I've got some hot sauce, I'm going to be pulling out some butter in a minute. It's not already out here. But also I have some cornstarch, and the butter and the hot sauce make a sauce at the ending that we roll the wings in. You can roll these wings in anything. If you want barbecue sauce, put barbecue sauce in there. It doesn't matter. If you want ranch dressing, use that. Make it yours, okay? But this is a little closer to the original sauce, which is actually Frank's Red Hot sauce with butter that they get rolled in. That was what the bar originally did. Now, I like to fry, when I'm frying, I like to fry in peanut oil, so I'll be using that. And here I have a bunch of little wings that have been soaking in water. These were frozen wings, and I looked at them, and it looks like some of the skin has a few spots where we got some freezer burn, and I'm not really big on the skin on chicken anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the skin from the outside of these drums and chicken pieces, and that way, you know, if I can, and that way I don't have to worry about that. So here's the thing, you know, you get home after work sometimes and you got this kind of stuff sitting in the freezer, and it is frozen, of course. So you pull your frozen chicken out. You saw I just put mine in cold water and allowed it to defrost. See, there's some ice still there. So it wasn't like it was too warm or anything. But anyway, what you want to do is just slip your finger, once you get this thawed, slip your finger between that skin and the drum. Sometimes it works with you a little better than others, but that will come off. Just pull it right off of him. You know, if you get chicken that has had the skin that has been frostbitten like that, that does not always affect the meat underneath. A lot of times your meat's going to be perfectly fine. In the case of these, the meat is still very good, okay? So all I have to do is just get the part of the chicken, which was the skin that got freezer burned, off of there. Not all of the skin is freezer burned, okay? There's just some of it. So when I am frying, I do like to use the oil of choice for me, and that would be peanut oil. Of course, if you have peanut allergies, you have to avoid it. However, if you do not, you might want to give it a try. It is a fantastic oil to use. Now, I put in maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch of oil in this pan. It doesn't take a lot, folks. You don't have to fill it all the way up. Remember, when you put your chicken in there, that oil is going to rise a little bit as it displaces. All right, so all I have to do is start heating this oil. And I want to move it to a different burner. So as my oil is coming up in temperature, I want to go ahead and season my meat. And that just means simply some salt and pepper. Now I also have some tongs here, and you're going to want some tongs available to handle your meat as you're working, and that makes things a lot easier for you, okay? So I'm going to cover these on both sides with salt and pepper. There's other seasonings you can use if you want to be creative. Consider some thyme, okay, a little rubbed thyme on there. Also consider things like paprika, cumin, cayenne. Cayenne's going to heat it up a whole lot. That's that red pepper that's really hot, but it's good tasting. Now I'll say this, when it comes to pepper and frying, you can use a lot of it, and that is because the heat in pepper is an oil, all right? We call it oleoresin, okay? It's capsaicin oil is what it is. So this hot spicy oil washes out of the spice and into the oil you're cooking in is what really happens there. So when that's going on, it just weakens the spice dramatically, all right? So you can be liberal, very heavy-handed when it comes to using like paprika or cayenne or anything like that. So these now are all seasoned. All I have to do is batter them. Now the temperature on this is coming up. There's no rush on battering these, but I want to show you what to do. Take your wing, drop it down into a bowl with the cornstarch. Simply roll it in cornstarch. Ladies and gentlemen, right there is a wing that is ready to be fried. It's all cornstarched up. All right, I have a pan here with water in it already, and I'm just going to cut the stem off of this. Thought I was about to lose a piece of my broccoli because it gets kind of nasty down there, folks. Now, on these, I like to just make doing broccoli simple, okay? And so I will simply break one of these heads down as you see me doing here. No real effort, but sometimes, you know, that's just too big for a single bite, okay? I'll take this and I'll split it, okay? I'll split these down, if they're big ones, a couple of times, just like that. And that way, I get more of a bite-sized broccoli, a little bit nicer for those who are dining. Okay, that one is sort of on the edge. Do I or do I not? I don't know. Isn't that too trick, okay? Get that down in there. That just needs to be put on a burner, and it does not take long for this to steam up, okay? Now, when it comes to the sauce for doing buffalo wings, the original recipe, as I told you, was a combination of butter and Frank's, all right? Now, I don't have any Frank's, and frankly, I like using Cholula. It's my favorite sauce. I recommend you do the same thing. That way your buffalo wings taste like your favorite sauce rather than someone else's sauce, okay? So I've put all of my butter into a dish that's microwavable, and I'm just going to zap this until it's melted. If you don't have a microwave, of course, you can put it in a small saucepan and heat it on the stove. Now, as my oil is coming up in temperature, and right now it's about 250 degrees, there was no way that I could know how hot this oil is if I did not have this thermometer. Folks, these things cost a few dollars. They are not an expensive buy. This is what really helps you so much in the kitchen. Get these tools to measure your temperature. I have that one for frying. I have a nice one right here that is a chef's thermometer that I can stick right down into the food after it's cooked. And I'll do that on the thickest piece of food here. On one of those drums, I'm going to put this in there and make sure the meat is at least minimum 165 to 70 degrees, okay? And that's Fahrenheit, by the way. So important to have the right tools to make sure your food is properly cooked, and it just makes life easy. Don't spend a whole lot of money on these, even though a lot of them are overpriced. I buy this one right here. It's a Cooper, and this is sold by restaurant supply companies. You can go there, buy these yourself. They usually run about $20. This is a professional chef's thermometer. It has all the bells and whistles, plus it's dishwasher safe, ladies and gentlemen. That's true. It has to be NSF certified for commercial kitchens, and that means dishwasher safe. My oil is now up to about 300 degrees. Generally, I start my frying between 325 to 350, and what I'm looking for is to try to keep my oil as much as possible in that 325 degree range. All right, sometimes I'll let it get a little warmer before I start, because I know when I put chicken in there, it's going to bring the temperature right down to below that, and it'll still have to recover. So do yourself that favor, give yourself a little bit of a window to work with. Alrighty, my oil is coming up in temperature, is almost there. Over here on my broccoli, I'm going to sprinkle in a little of what's called lemon pepper. It's a really cool item and great for vegetables that are done this way. A little bit of salt, okay? Put my lid on that and get that burner up and running. All right, we'll just give that time to do what it does. Down here, let's take a look. My chicken, my oil's up to about 350. I'll roll that chicken in there, knock off excess, and get it frying. See how I do that? Just shake it a little. It doesn't take a lot. I'm going to start my count up timer. These have already been in here for about 1 minute. And something I want to mention, I never use the tongs that I batter to work my chicken when it's frying. Okay, I always get a fresh set of tongs because I don't want to handle cooked chicken with something that handles raw chicken, okay? Or raw meats of any kind. Keep yourself a drain pan and something under it to catch any loose oil. This is not very hard, is it? Very easy, basic recipe. The only thing you have to be concerned with is making sure you get a full cook on that chicken. Now my chicken has been in there for just a couple of minutes. Once that happens, I like to go in and rotate it one time. And what this does is it helps to set that batter. Any part of the chicken sticking up above that oil is going to now get that part of the batter set, okay? This has passed 10 minutes. In fact, we're up to 11 now. I have just checked the temperature on my drums and they were not quite hot enough. They were only like, I think 114 is what it said. So I'm turning these over, getting a cook on the second side. We got some beautiful browning on the first side. It's nice and golden colored. Very pretty looking little drumettes, huh? So there we go. Let those just keep cooking, and in a little bit they're going to be crispy and ready to go. Now I will forewarn you, your flats are going to cook faster than those drums, okay? So you'll be able to pull the flats out first. The drums are going to take a little longer to cook. Just be patient with them. It's a thick piece of meat, and bone always slows down the fry when you're doing fried chicken. Here we go. I wanted to get you a nice good close-up of what that chicken looks like as it's frying. It's very nice looking. Now this won't get quite as golden on that browning color as it does when you're using a batter that is made with flour. Okay, so the color is slightly different, but not dramatically so. And besides, folks, it's going to be covered in a sauce, so don't sweat that. So that's all frying up beautifully. I need to check my broccoli. Ouch. See how that's coming along. Now what I do is I simply put a fork into the stem so I can feel how hard or how firm my broccoli still is. Needs a couple more minutes, okay? So that's all you have to do to tell. Put a fork in it. Our fork test is one of the best ways of knowing how your food has come along. But not always does it work. For instance, fried chicken, the fork test just doesn't apply. Okay, we're about there on that one. I'll check one more here. Yeah. Now, any good chef is going to do this, all right? And he does that because he doesn't want to risk his job, his reputation, over a piece of chicken. I've already pulled out these little flats here. I'm going to go ahead and get these out now. Always have something to transfer that chicken to drain it. Now, you can use paper towels. I mean, it catches the oil, yes, but it's not such a necessary thing. Just a simple pan rack, something that allows the oil to drip through, is more than enough, okay? And it keeps it, also, when you put it on a pan rack like this, it helps to keep the chicken crispy, all right? That is allowing air underneath it instead of it building moisture or steam under it. If you just have it down on paper towels or something, you can get that steamy bottom. I think you've experienced it. If you've done it before, you know what I mean. That's finishing up. And in a moment, I'm going to have some fantastic food. Now here's the thing. Let these cool for a few minutes. Don't be in a big rush to get them coated and plated. These can cool for a good 5 or 10 minutes because they hold a lot of heat, okay? Be patient with those. So you'll know, folks, my timer is still running. It's at 18:29. I took the chicken out a few minutes ago. It's doing its thing, and I've just been setting up a staging area here for me to coat my chicken with. And all you really need is just a big bowl, something that's wide and deep. You need your melted butter handy. You need your hot sauce handy. And once you have that, you're ready to do the magic. It's as simple as a little bit of each of these items. A little butter, a little bit of the hot sauce, drizzled over the wings in the bowl, and then you toss the wings in it. And if you like a little bit more added to it to make it a little stronger, do that. It's up to you. But remember, as it gets built up in the bowl, there's more in there to start with. So successive groups will come out a little easier. The first batch is always the hardest. Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. There's a nice assortment of wings there. So at this point, come and take a closer look, and we get into this. Okay, we have those chicken wings. Let's go ahead and do this. Now, I want a little bit of butter. You know, those solids will settle. You can stir that butter gently if you want, and just gently drizzle a little bit. Doesn't take a huge amount. Put your hot sauce in there. Again, to taste. And just toss them gently, so you don't have to go crazy with it. And as I said, sort of priming the bowl thing is kind of the hardest part. This one piece right here. I'm going to help him out a little. There we go. Now, when it's all finished out, you end up with these beautiful little wings. Pardon all my noise here. Oh, that's so simple, isn't it? Let's get some broccoli on there. So on the whole, you've seen here, this easy weeknight meal did not take a whole lot of work. It's pretty basic, it's good and healthy. Now look at that, we did a beautiful job on that. We've got an easy weeknight meal that didn't take a lot of work, it didn't take a lot of time, and oh, talking flat delicious. The best part. Still has the crunch. That is so cool when you get them all seasoned. And they're not like wet and sticky, but they have all of that seasoning, all of that sauce on them, but they're still crunchy. It's one of the cool things about frying this way, doing this batter of cornstarch. And believe it or not, that's how the original recipe on this was made. So try this, it's delicious, it's fun to make. It is easy, perfect easy weeknight meal. And folks, perfect. Please enjoy your chicken. Enjoy your easy weeknight meal. Please take a look right down below, comments box. and in my description box. Drop me a comment if you would. I really love it when people do that, and I read those. Also, in the description box, that's where you're going to find the links to me. That's where the link to my website is, where I have my recipes for sale and my merchandise. That's where you find the link to my Facebook and to my Twitter. I've got a lot of social media going on, all right? So that's where you're going to get that. Please take a look there, and thank you very much for watching. Folks, you have a good day. Bye-bye.